Now, to focus more on the behemoth that is all things Amazon, I'd like to welcome in Olivier Blanchard, a research director at Futurum. So thank you so much for being with us today. I mean, let's start broad here with the Amazon product announcements. What stuck out to you? What was your real key takeaway from what we heard from the company?
Hey, thanks for having me on. So yesterday was the Amazon Devices big announcement in New York City, and I was there, so you didn't have to be. And there were a lot of really interesting announcements that we can get into in a second. But overall, I think there were like four really important themes. And Amazon Devices has been a little bit quiet recently, especially with a lot of the AI integration that we've seen in other segments, like AI PC, for instance. But I think at the core of what Amazon Devices announced yesterday is Alexa Plus. And we all know Alexa. We all know all of the assistants that we have on our phones and our devices. But Alexa Plus, which is in beta right now and is about to be released for all, I think, Prime subscribers, is significantly more advanced than the version of Alexa that we've been used to, and it's much more conversational. And I think that what we saw yesterday, aside from the improvements with the devices that are really cool, um, the core message here is that Alexa Plus powers all this stuff. And so Panos Panay, who is the head designer, the SVP of devices and services at Amazon, made a point, I think, at the very opening of the keynote, which seemed paradoxical. And he said that technology should disappear into the background, which is again paradoxical because we like to put forward devices, and a company like Amazon is trying to sell physical hardware, and the hardware is becoming much more beautiful. But I think that part of the physical design and experience design that Amazon is going after for the next few years with Alexa Plus and this conversational user interface as its core is more about reducing the interruptions, reducing the ability that devices like phones and other devices around us have to disconnect us from the conversations that we're having, from the things that we're trying to enjoy, from living our daily lives. And that was very apparent in what they were showing yesterday in terms of hardware and software.
Olivier, kind of a two-part question, but I think it kind of blends together here. Of what we heard, sounds like a lot of it is hopes and goals and things that they're kind of targeting to do. How close do you feel they are to achieving that based off what they said? And secondly, are they leading in this space or are they playing catch up?
Those are two really good questions. So no, they're there. This isn't dreams. Like Alexa Plus is solid. And a lot of demos were available. They were live demos. They weren't canned. And it's much more conversational than what we're used to. So I think that what our experience with Alexa in the past and other agents and assistants like it has been that you have to sort of ask the question the right way, otherwise you get the wrong response. And with Alexa Plus, one of the prime examples that we saw was with Fire TVs, where essentially you don't have to name the movie. You can basically just sort of like have something selected on the screen, like an actor, and you can't remember their name. You're like, hey, show me movies with this guy. I don't remember who he is, but like, show me movies with this guy, and show me movies, but exclude superhero movies with him in it. And Alexa Plus does that. Or jump to that scene where this character says this one line, and it automatically finds this for you. You don't have to go through all these cycles of looking for the movie, asking for it, etc. And it's the same thing across the entire ecosystem. Alexa Plus is really, really solid, and I think it's the first example of a verbal interface with a digital assistant, an AI assistant that feels not human, but that definitely understands context and understands intent and delivers relatively quickly. So it's not in the future. And do I think that they lead in this area right now? Yeah, actually, I do. And especially, this area specifically is home. It's smart home. So, Amazon doesn't have a phone, right? So they're not competing against Samsung or Apple in this domain. But in terms of like your environment in the home, your TV, your speakers, your tablets, all of your Amazon devices, and the AI integration, Ring, Blink, all of it, they're definitely leading the way now. Yeah.
Okay, so does this have to do with, okay, so it's sort of a interesting question here. Does it have to do with really its existing, Prime membership, where we as Prime users then feel more inclined to, say, purchase their various devices because they work? I mean, everything is cohesive. Like, to me, I'm a fan of the ecosystem. But is it also, on the other hand, this technology actually stands out amongst its competitors?
Yeah, I think these new devices do. So there's kind of like this mix of hardware and software, right? Alexa Plus is primarily still in the cloud, so you should be able to access Alexa Plus features with most devices that are in play already. But there's a lot of on-device AI as well. They introduced these new chips that help actually bring some of this AI functionality, sorry, into the devices themselves. So there's going to be more and more orchestration between the devices and the cloud-based experiences. But we're definitely seeing with Kindle TV, I'm sorry, with Fire TV, we're seeing that integration much more pronounced with the combination of hardware and Alexa Plus in the cloud. We're seeing that with the Echo product line as well, where a lot of the hardware, a lot of the silicon that's going into the new products is definitely going to enhance that experience, make it faster, better, smarter. So yeah, it's a mix of both, but I think that we're going to see much more of that hardware piece playing a really important part in helping Amazon differentiate itself from other players that might be more cloud-based with sort of like very light hardware interfaces.
Yeah, and so I think a great place to leave it there is we have seen, I mean, really great takeaways here. And this actually really excites me about the future of some of these devices, as I am an avid Alexa user. So I can't wait to see these further advancements. But so appreciate it. Olivier Blanchard, Research Director at Futurum.